Hello and welcome back to the Nerds Are Us channel. We are back with more Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction.
Back.
That's
Back,
correct.
mate, we've never left. We've never left. We're Stan Lee and Comic Book Guys Android Dungeon.
That's also
Stan
correct.
Lee came back. Stan Lee never left. Started to think his mind is no longer in mint condition. May he rest in peace. Just
Anyway,
remembered he's dead.
Just Google it. Is Stanley? No. Okay.
edit that.
His test.
Yes.
Well, yes, we are back again with some
Mhm.
more Fact or Fiction, and we are moving on to season 3, episode 2.
Yes.
For the last 6 episodes,
Mhm.
Amy is on a streak of 6
Yes.
episodes in a row.
We have been utter fucking passengers, and Amy just ran the show.
We have been jobbed out to
Absolutely,
Amy.
fucking squashed. Fucking.
There's no coming
Don't
back.
hate the player. Hate the game.
You couldn't possibly hate this.
No. You
Yeah.
can still come back.
No.
We have 12 more episodes to get through.
Mm. I think it's more the case
So
of
let's see if I
potentially we
hit.
can- even if we get one
If
back,
I hit-
three will come back.
That's the thing is, even if you do get one back, I have to then continuously get at least one wrong.
That's correct.
But it's not going to happen. Not this time.
Well, you'd be hopeful anyway. Just, I'm waiting for the hubris
I
to kick
don't
in,
want
just
to
get
jinx
all
it.
of them wrong or something.
Yeah.
Just completely bottled it.
Anyway,
If there's any fucking horses.
Horses are that's her Achilles heel is the horse.
you all know the
Like
deal.
kryptonite.
We're going to be putting
Yes.
the video down below. You can watch along with us.
Yep.
And also send us your
We got
comments.
those apple
what you got right, what you got wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or your answers, kids.
Yes. I'd love to hear what your bankers are because my banker was fucking way off last time. So fascinating to see how you guys get on.
Well, I
Mine
suppose
wasn't. I was on the ball.
You've been on the ball since we started this fucking series. Like you've been literally hitting on the ball.
before
No,
you
there was one episode. There was one episode for my 6 show winning streak where I remember I got them all completely wrong.
That was
This
our
is my retribution.
first episode, our pilot, if you will.
Yeah.
First
Was
one we
it?
recorded.
yeah, that was
Yes.
our
Oh shit! Was that the pilot?
But even
Oh my
then, me and
God,
Foxy
that feels
tied
so
for
long
first. We
ago.
didn't actually get a winner in that.
Wow.
So it was complete dead rubber, like.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so then it doesn't matter then that I got all of them
Yeah.
wrong in that episode. That was the tester run.
Yes,
No,
Excellent.
exactly.
Excellent.
Proof of concept. So you're
Yeah.
still on a winning streak,
You
regardless.
all,
Whichever way you put it.
yeah. To be fair, yous aren't catching up with me, so I don't even think you should try.
Oh, Foxy, you getting the smell of hubris in the air? Yeah, you're kind of
I think our
kind of like a
Vegeta-
rubbery smell, like. Yeah.
But anyway, I suppose we should all get started.
I'm OJ in the white fucking Bronco. I ain't stopping.
We got juice.
That could have gone so many different ways. Unlike OJ.
Use the
blank.
police.
The juice is loose.
Use
Yes.
are like the police, just slowly following me as we go at a normal speed.
They
Well,
look
this is
really
still
bad.
going on.
Well, I've been starving them, teasing them, singing out of key. Me
Me
may
mamo. Me moo mommy.
Anyway, so
Foxy, count us in.
on the road. So who wants to count us in?
Do the honors, Foxy. You know what to do.
Read between the lines.
Beyond belief, fact
So-
or fiction.
3, 2, 1.
Hosted
Engage.
by Jonathan Frakes.
Oh, clever. Clever. I like it. I
No
see what you did
intro.
there.
Tonight, your challenge
Yeah, I think this is the new
to
normal.
Lads.
What is true?
This is the new
from
normal
what
we've
is
been told
false.
about.
5 stories, some real, some
This is
fake.
bollocks.
Feeling it. I'm really not feeling it, lads. I'll be honest.
Which are
I'm really
fiction.
not.
To find
Is that
out,
going to be
you
your
must
excuse
enter
when
a
you
world
get
of both
none
truth and
right?
deception.
I feel like it's
A
thrown me
world
off my game
that is
because I think
beyond
I got the first 2 wrong and then I got back on form then for the last 3. So I think this is genuinely affecting my performance here. Of course, you're constantly aroused
Is that
by
what you
Jonathan
say?
Frakes, so you feel nothing. and you
Is
feel
that
crap.
what you say in the bedroom as well? It's like, I can't believe it. I mean, this is beyond belief.
They're usually famous.
Oh, Amy, I never get that
Names.
far. You know this.
Great coffee, sausage
Always
eggs,
like Amy's
and
always
apple
like
pie.
her creative juices are flowing. I
They're
swear.
Oh, they are. They're
Oh,
fucking
juice
everywhere.
is flowing.
Life and friendship.
I
Trucker
was trying to
Dave
be
is about to
subtle.
learn a lot more about all
For
of
God's sake. Have you
Well,
noticed?
Somebody, Hal Dickey. It's closer to me than my own
I mean,
father.
no decency. Look at that
We met
delightful
once a
tea
week at
set
our
that
favorite truck
Mr.
stop.
Riker is having at the
Dickey
moment.
and I had a lot of great
I
get-togethers.
thought you were going to make a comment about
This is
something
one
in my
I'll
room,
never
like when you were
forget.
saying decency. I think it's quite decent.
Gloria, could you bring me
Here you go, sugar. 2 donuts and a cup of Joe.
I couldn't possibly
5
comment on
years, you
anything
finally
with
know
you
what
and
I
decency,
always
Amy.
order.
That would be
Absolutely
inappropriate of me.
Well, you know, you got yourself a world-class safe food right happening here. It's
because there is no decency.
Exactly.
He without sin cast the first stone.
Dan, what you gonna do? Start without me? Hey, good to see you.
Thank you, Madeline Morris.
You okay?
Stellar
Save
performance.
your seats. Look outside for your rig, Hal. Where the hell are you parked? It's up the road.
Good old truckers. They always wear the same
Gloria.
fucking shirts.
What's a guy gotta do to get a
I
donut
have
in
that
this
shirt.
joint?
They're wearing red.
By point stands.
Dig in. Oh, sweet. Coffee and
All I'm missing is my trucker
What's wrong
hat.
with those? Oh, I see.
My trucker hat and dead hooker in the caboose.
Funny. Just bring me another round.
Why with me, Gloria? Don't say hi.
She in the mood today or what?
Boy, what's he so weird about?
He looks like a scruffy Brad Pitt.
Need your help. I've been up
Not with that
tonight
beard.
on my mind.
That's the thing. He just
That
like
was a mustache.
I'm just torn.
Yeah.
Guys,
All right. This is that truck you've been looking at.
that's
Foxy?
why Ian.
So,
Yeah.
you're wondering if you can afford it or not?
No, I can't decide to go with
They have him
this.
just kind of like blocked off here, just so you make sure you can tell
And this
he's
is
not.
the dilemma you've been
He's
wrestling
claiming to be.
Yeah, it's a big decision. I mean, I've
Doing a
been
sixth
wanting
sense
something
on
I
us.
could tow a boat or a
You
trailer
see
with,
dead
but
people.
on the other hand, do I want to give up
That's it.
highway speed?
Mm.
And I
He's
already
got
decided
quite a nice
to go with
jawline.
Tires and chrome wheels.
That is a
That's
solid
not an issue
jawline.
for me anymore.
Mm.
Oh, that's a relief.
He looks very familiar. Not in a
Yeah,
Brad Pitt kind of way.
No, but he's been used as somebody. You know, that kind of way, like he'd strike out like somebody's stuntman or something. Oh,
Yeah,
Ghost.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
No, I need your
jeez, it's a bit early to fucking pull the. Oh, there you go.
To be honest,
Ah,
I say
you
Oh, that was a rib.
So you're leaning.
That was a
toward
rib from the
front.
boys.
You know, I hunch you go that way.
Save your money.
Just kidding.
Nothing has
The
been
diner
done
is a
for
ghost.
reason.
He's been sitting out in the desert for half an hour.
Buster?
I didn't do nothing.
Oh, who just sits on a table in like a restaurant like that?
Wrong day to mess with me.
An asshole.
Gloria, I didn't mess with
Oh,
you. That
wandering
was-
hands. There we go.
Him. You need to take some time off. And you need to keep your damn hands to yourself.
Okay, no, he
Or else.
definitely is a ghost.
Oh, he's doing a fight. It's a fight club.
Why
We
don't
got a
you
fight
say
club going on
something?
here,
You're getting
lads.
in trouble here.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
keep you out of trouble, Dave.
Ed Norton has just called his fucking agent and he is livid.
I better go out and come back.
What year did this come
It
out?
lost me on the curb.
You asked me how you ought to spend your money. I know you haven't saved a dime. And before you commit yourself to 6 years of payments, you ought to put a little
my God,
something
look at that
aside
hat
for your
hair.
wife. A
Mm.
little emergency fund, like
I don't need no emergency fund.
my wife, like you, has never been able to hold on to $1. So I set up a bank account she doesn't even know. Each week I put away a little.
He actually
Well,
looks
something
like a
ever happens,
really,
how's she
really
even gonna know
cheap
about it?
Jamie
You're
Lannister.
clued in now.
Yeah.
Anything ever happens to me, you let her know it's there. And you ought to
He
set
does look like
something
a generic
aside for
action
you.
hunk that he'd just be used as a.
Yeah.
I'm young.
Let's put him in makeup and there, yeah, he's a superhero. Ding.
You could
You never
probably,
know
to be
what's
fair,
gonna
he could
happen.
probably like pass as a Helmsworth brother.
Now you're
Yeah.
smoking me worse than Gloria.
Yeah, actually, it would
And all
do.
this is off the subject. What about my truck?
There's like 8 of them, isn't there?
What about your friends?
Several. I think they produce asexually like fucking bacteria. This is Chris and Carl.
Okay, you have to go to Home and Away, and you have to go to Neighbours. We all had to
I don't
do
make the
it.
rules. I don't make the rules. Everyone goes through the neighbor's phase.
Sorry, Chris went through the Home and Away phase. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I can
Of course,
make
I
yours
foolishly.
before, no problem.
Doesn't he look a bit like your man that plays Lucifer in Supernatural?
Yes, as well. Yes. Hulk Hogan's brother in No Holds Barred.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like me, I can't remember his name though.
Mark
Where'd he
Pellegrini.
go?
Yeah.
What do you mean, who? How?
Dan, I don't
Oh,
know how to put
he's
this
just
down.
died.
Yeah.
Hal's rig was in a crack up down at the I-80. It was real bad.
Whoa, what are you talking about? He was at the table with me.
I just got the call. Hal didn't make it. I'm really sorry. I know how close you two were.
Right. So essentially, he's had like.
Essentially, a final conversation with his friend.
Yes.
They've done
As-
episodes like this before, and they've turned out to be true.
He's
Yeah.
been acting odd ever since he got here.
Like this guy could just be working off like fumes, and it's just like literally just like in like a hypnagogic state. Just imagined a conversation with some guy, and as it happened, he died. That's as plausible as it would get.
At
Rooker's
that
sucking
moment,
on
I
his
needed to
own
make sense out of
fumes.
something that made no sense at all. The whole afternoon, Gloria was acting like Hal was invisible. Maybe he was, to everyone but me. But just like Hal asked, I let his wife know about the money he'd put away. And sure enough, she had no idea it even existed, just like Hal said. As for me, let's just say I finally got my priorities straight, thanks to my weekly visit with my diving buddy.
Like I say, if he's having this kind of like his own like little episode here, he would have taken a bite out of the donut himself.
Yeah.
So, like he's in a very strong power of suggestion here. So his own brain is telling him to do it because he's in a waking state.
Was it something Hal told him years ago?
Like this is what sleep deprivation does to people. It literally will invent characters or people just for you to have a conversation with.
If we're seeking the
I
truth,
think we're reading
should we
far too
stop
much
here?
into beyond belief factor fiction.
Or should we keep on?
Well, it's again, if it's true, that's probably why. The guy's fucking exhausted.
3 episodes in, and now Jonathan decides he wants to get logical. You're going to take the logical step in all this when I need to try and get a perfect score.
All right, I believed in vampires the last time, right? Something has to fucking stick eventually.
These intricately
God damn it!
objects
Not every
cost
show can have a
anything from few
fucking
dollars
psychic
to
horse in it, so you bottle it.
But in most cases, the importance of these
That's
items
so
is found in
I really want
sentiment.
Frakes and like Deanna
Music
Troy to be
boxes
doing
are
that in the
often
background. Just
special
like,
gifts given to us by
Oh shit, why?
individuals.
Hold on, there's fucking horses
Ellen
now.
Lippert has an emotional
oh,
attachment to
confirmed,
a music
lads.
box
Here we go.
never
This is
owned.
the start of it.
She's only seen it in a movie. The movie had a happy ending.
Oh, Tremors
The ending
4,
in
The
store for
Legend
Ellen.
Begins tonight
Why is
at
there a
9
mummy in
on
the
Central.
background, lads?
Why not have a
Some
mummy
things
in the
just can't be
background? It actually
explained.
looks like just a body in a bag. That doesn't look like a mummy.
Did Jonathan
It was my
Frakes kill a
birthday
man?
week,
Google.
so I decided to visit my
Did-
best friend
That's
in California.
it's the previous
Gail and I had
host.
been close since grade school.
It's
and
Will
I hadn't seen
Wheaton.
her since she was in
That's how they got him off Star Trek.
Ocean of sunshine and
Kill him.
Ellen, promise me you won't
Shut up,
let us
Wesley.
talk to the people back home. We'll be overrun here.
A little secret.
Danielle Weeks.
This town really is paradise.
That's a very familiar name. She's in something.
Oh, people actually named their kid Gretchen.
Hey.
Oh, Clancy!
The only thing that would make it more perfect
Laurel
is
Lockhart.
A guy.
Why do they sound like a doll?
Incorrect.
sad but true.
That's how they trick you. Then you have to start. That's how they trick you. They give you a nice freebie, and then they make you buy a fucking full pack. Full pack, a full
It's been
Bunch?
6 months,
bunch of flowers.
It's
That's it, yeah.
over.
Basically, just like their whole business strategy is
We've
guilt
been
trip.
friends since we were kids,
Yeah.
and I gotta tell you, that's about the most pathetic, least convincing denial I've ever heard.
When we were still seeing each other, I don't think either Ted or I truly appreciated the good times we had together.
Oh, hold on a second. I recognize her.
I'm about to look her up because her name is very
Just
familiar.
sometimes we get into these stupid arguments over
I
nothing.
think the recurring
Maybe it
theme
was
is
me.
going to be a walking conversation
Anyway, that's why we broke up. Another stupid argument.
What was
Maybe.
it about?
for this episode.
So everyone's
That's
dead.
the really funny thing. I don't
Everyone's Bruce
Yeah,
Willis
well,
at the
you
end
been
of The
out
Sixth
dating much?
Sense.
Ah,
one's serious.
yes.
Spoiler alert.
Whatever
Focal
happened
point.
to old Ted?
Yeah.
If I'm not
I wish I
mistaken,
knew.
she is
It's
in
the
Buffy
first
as Debbie.
job we could get.
Debbie Foley.
Something in sales, I heard. Anything to get away from me, I guess.
Hey, if you guys
She looks
argue
too
as
old
much
to
as
have been a
you say,
vampire
It
slayer.
wasn't all like that.
Oh,
well,
Bewitched.
still,
That's what
you're
she's in.
probably
Bewitched.
better to be rid of the guy.
I guess.
The one where you wiggle your nose.
Unbelievable.
That one, yeah.
What?
It's music.
She looks too young to have been in that.
No, sorry, not the old one, the 2005 reboot, whatever the fuck it was.
Ah, the one with what's her face?
A Charles Bronson
Yeah.
film, believe it or not.
Stepford wife.
Is there like a
Yes.
bomb in the music box? Did the
Oh my God, what the hell is her
dancers shoot
name?
Tiny machine guns?
It was actually a romance called From Noon Till 3. Charles Bronson spends a few romantic hours with this young widow played by, what's her name? His wife?
Jill Ireland.
That's her. Anyway, they danced together in this movie, and the woman owned a music box just like this one, with a dancing couple on it. It was so romantic.
You're getting me all teary-eyed.
Ted and I hit
This is
probably
like
every
two
antique
movie
store
nerds
jewelry
having a
shop
conversation.
trying to find one of these. Never had any luck.
Honey, Ted's out of your life. Don't torture yourself. Forget the music box, okay?
You're such a bit of a shitty friend. I get the fucking music
It's all
box.
settled.
Good.
I'm gonna buy it.
You go, girlfriend.
I'm gonna buy it, because you're a bitch.
Yeah, that's a real like shitty fucking thing to say to your friend. Get over him.
What do you think? A little birthday
Like, I've just spilled my guts about like how hard it is to find these things. And what
Now
means
you're like, yeah, I finally found it, and you're like, oh, forget about him.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work.
It's just the case. It's like this conversation comes up every single time you see a music box.
Take my
It
advice
just
on
wasn't
this
that
one,
into
hon.
you, all right?
You buy a broken music box, it's only gonna remind you of a broken romance.
You fucking shitty friend.
Probably right.
No, she's not. Get the fucking music box.
Thanks.
always fucking naysaying. Why don't you have something, you piece of
Why
shit?
can't you? Yeah, like a bit of positivity, please.
I know just what somebody in
Also,
your frame of
love,
mind
why are
is
you
right now.
selling a broken music box?
There's an ice cream
Good
box
question.
in the next box.
Is it just a lure to get them into the shop and say like, "Oh, that's nice," and then they buy something else
It's
instead?
literally in the, yeah, it's literally in your fucking
Ellen, you
window,
have to
like.
admit I was right.
That's like any
I-
Would you like a new
shop.
moment?
They always put it in the window, but you can't buy them straight away.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, when is that available? Oh,
Does
not
this
for
have
another
some
couple weeks.
connection with Ted by any
Part of a
chance?
draw.
Why not? Why we
Ellen,
try to find
I don't know
someone
if
who
you've
can actually
noticed, but
repair
whenever
it.
Ted comes into the conversation, the word
Pretty much.
stupid pops up a lot.
I'm gonna buy the music box.
Well, maybe not.
You bitch.
Back to the music box we go.
I'm so sorry, dear. The music box was just sold. You're kidding. I told the young man it didn't work.
Oh, the
I told
X.
her it didn't matter. Hello, Ellen.
Why,
Clever.
Oh,
boy,
Ted.
to get back with her.
Gail, I don't think you've met.
This is unbelievable.
You're like, I've been talking shit about him all day.
I'm so glad he's here.
This is actually, I'm not gonna lie, this is the fucking worst thing in the world, right? When your friend breaks up with somebody, and then you get the girls around for a few bottles of wine,
The best
and
present
all
ever
we
given.
do is literally bad talk the bloke, being like, he was fucking horrible for you, like, you deserve so much better, like, remember when he did this, you taught me a reminder of all the shitty things that he's ever done. And then a week later, they're back together.
Yeah.
And like, all of
Like I
us
always
are like,
say,
oh, now she knows how much we
sometimes
hate
just
him.
Can't be explained.
I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Magically it starts moving.
Is this a
'Cause it's
romance
love.
rekindled by the fates? Or is there a more cynical explanation?
Charles Bronson bought
Perhaps
these two
Ellen's
together and
girlfriend
he's keeping
Gail
them
set up
together.
The entire chance encounter with Ted.
We really want just Jonathan Frakes to just swipe the table and just go, or is it all shit?
Broken music box.
Love this crap.
This story of a
No,
My
hold
wife
on.
left
Bullshit.
me.
figures on a
Like,
music box.
I
Real
bought you something. We're instantly back together.
dancing around the truth.
There we go.
Oh, that
I
was
could
a
believe that
smile.
story is true if the ex popped into the shop beforehand, asked the old one to play along and say, oh, it doesn't work anymore.
On Beyond Belief.
And then that was the whole ploy to get the two back together.
Storefront symbols. The barber shop.
I'd say Gretchen had something to do with it.
A pawn shop. Now, while the first two are
Is
familiar
Bruce
to
the
most
Barber
of us,
Beef
pawn shop
like
is
pissing
widely
off like
understood.
Repo Man?
Here's how it works. You need a quick cash loan. You take something of value, say your $300 watch.
That is implying that
Pawnbroker might
ever
think you
had one.
save $100.
Was he
cash
ever
for
a
your
part
watch.
of
He keeps the
Demolition?
watch.
Or was it just Crush?
Yeah.
To get your watch
Ooh,
back,
good question.
you must come back in the agreed
No, it was
upon
just Crush, I
time,
think.
pay back the $100.
Okay.
additional
So then at least
finance
we know
charge.
he's never actually
If you
tagged
fail
with
to
the
return
the
agreed
Repo
upon
Man.
time limit,
Yes.
the pawnbroker is free to sell your watch to someone else.
Crush,
The whole
bruh.
exchange process is very important to our next story.
Doink,
A
bro.
story in
You're
which a
making
young
kids
man
cry,
named
bro.
Ron Morrison finds he's holding a ticket with fate.
A1, Sharon.
I never
A1.
thought I'd be doing
I was
business
about to
with
say
pawn
the same
shop,
fucking
but I got
thing.
myself into bad money trouble. So I pawned the watch my
Oh,
folks
I
gave
came
me for
first.
graduation.
Yay.
That's it.
Probably
Nice,
cost them
nice.
That never
$1,000.
happens.
Yay.
Never happens.
$150 cash. Lucky for me, my buddy Jerry came through with the money so I could get the watch out of Hawk.
Here you go.
Sorry,
Lads,
Foxy.
I want to pull up the trousers a bit there. I can
Still
see your
hot from
nipples.
the ATM machine. You saved my butt, man. Gee, here I thought I was saving your watch. Come on, let's get this over with.
Avery Schreiber. Oh, as a financial advisor, I can tell you now this is a bad idea.
I'm here for pickup.
You're gonna enjoy this. Just watch this play out. Ooh,
Yeah,
Jeff Bowser.
nice
Solid name.
watch.
Solid name.
Sorry,
remember.
January 1st, 1988.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Fella came in and bought it
Sorry.
yesterday, it says here.
Okay, I definitely know that old guy.
No, there must
Is that
be
Rip
some
Taylor?
mistake. Can you check the number
No,
again?
Rip
See, I
Taylor
No.
was
2
big.
days ago for an extension.
A similar
All the
actor did take
extensions
place in a
want,
previous
as long as the
episode.
item isn't sold.
He does look a bit like
That's not
Dutch
what you
Mantel,
told
in
me.
fairness.
A little
Look
bit.
at the back of your ticket.
It's the
It shows you how
mustache.
we operate.
Mm.
My
Obviously,
mustache,
there's been a
your
misunderstanding
mustache,
on your part.
everybody's got a
Are we
mustache.
talking about the same watch? Can you just check the number one more time?
Look, here's all the watches I got. You see your watch anywhere?
No.
I don't think so.
You lied to me, man.
Oh, new state laws as of January 1st, 1988.
Hey, this phone rings all day long. Maybe I talked with you, maybe I didn't.
So now you're calling me a liar, huh?
How we settle this like gentlemen.
But
I'll handle this guy, Jer.
Gentlemen, gentlemen,
we're late with your
please.
payment.
Can't fight me
Watch
here.
got sold. That's the way the
Lovers
business works.
tiff.
End of story.
This is not the end of the story, and you better believe
You're
it.
both scruffy bastards. You're meant for each other.
Kid, all I have to do is push 3 little numbers. 911.
I'm going to call the
whole new
popo if you
downtown.
don't go.
Come on, man. Forget this job. Let's get out
The
of here.
woo woo.
Listen to your friend. He's giving you good advice. He's right.
Yeah, he's right. About you being a jerk. This isn't over, old man.
Oh my god. Jesus, dude, get over it. It's a fucking watch. Buy a new one.
I think you were just ripped off.
What it represents,
I
man.
need to get that watch.
See that sign? You know what those mean? 2 to 1, you won't get it back.
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll see about that.
Fucking pawn shop. It's not a betting fucking place. You literally
The next
pawn
day,
your items.
I
They
went
are
back
going
to
to
the
sell
pawn
it on you whether you
There was
fucking
a
come
guy
back
with
for
a
it or
red
not.
cap checking out
And by the way,
cash.
it's 3 gold, like, slate ball bearings. It's not a
You
sign
again.
of
I
anything.
told you,
It's not the
kid, I
fucking
ain't got your
Illuminati
watch.
running the
Yeah,
pawn shop.
Look, let me open the safe. That's a good idea. Probably got lots of other goodies in there, too.
Oh, for the love of Christ.
Do what the man says. Open the
Oh.
Why is Paddy Morrow robbing a pawn shop?
What you got? You can have anything you want.
I wasn't going to say
Don't
Paddy
use that
Morrow.
thing.
Must really be something. I could use me a fancy watch. Hey, then what happened? What happened is I woke up.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's fucking Final Destinations.
So real. What do you think it means?
Your dream?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god, I want a burger. I just finished a
Don't eat
fucking
spicy
bar of
food before
chocolate.
you
But
go to
damn, I
bed.
hate when I see people eating.
It was just a dream. It doesn't have to mean.
It's always when they wolf into a burger and just go, yeah, I can do that too.
Than a dream.
It's a great idea.
We were watching.
Half 11.
We were
Shit.
watching we were watching the I'm a Celebrity kickoff show on Sunday, right? And they're sponsored by McDonald's Just Eat. So
yeah,
every fucking advert, the first thing we would see were chicken nuggets or a Big Mac.
But if it's a long
And
shot,
both me and my mum were like, oh my god, I fuck up. This is like 9:45. Like, oh fuck, I really want a McDonald's now. And then we obviously we watched the show and got over it. And then the next day was coming up for lunch. Mum had to go and collect Noah, because I was obviously working.
It was exactly like my dream.
She rang me and she's like, do you want me to go and get McDonald's? I'm like, yeah, get me a fucking Big Mac. Get me a dirty Big Mac. And then I was like sick for the rest of the day, but it was totally worth it.
I did that one time with Supermax chicken. I had quite a lot of it. The spices conspired against me, and I was dying for 2 days.
Well, don't forget though, I'm celiac, so I shouldn't really be eating the fucking bread.
Yeah, it's true. You only have yourself to blame.
Exactly, but it was so worth it.
Yes. See, the problem with this story is that it's so banal, and it's so like, oh,
You're not stealing my watch. You can take his money, but you're not getting my fucking watch.
I'll bet that thing ain't even loaded. 2 to 1. You're wrong.
Come on, little crackhead. Take the shot.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Give me my watch!
Oh.
Thanks,
2 to
pal.
1. Oh.
But you know, there's no shells in this shotgun.
I know. I know. Just like I know you still got my watch.
Even though I was right about that.
I was really waiting for him to just aim the fucking shotgun at him, but...
Yeah.
I was lucky. Very lucky. From now on,
No way would a punch the owner give you back the money.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
And then magically laugh.
You're a tonic, Bonza. You're a tonic.
Then how do you account for such strong?
I really wanted to slap the ball.
Alright, can I just want to say, yeah, it's like that little like thing on the desks.
Come on, yeah, exactly the toy, the Newton's Cradle. Click,
Come on,
click,
Riker.
click.
Slap
We call
those
it the break
balls.
cradle.
Slap
Come
those
on.
golf balls.
Slap the
Slap
fucking
that
ball,
golf
Riker!
ball.
Fucking...
Spit on it!
Oh, whoa! Whoa! COVID-19, Amy. Fucking hell.
Even better. I only realised. Oh, there's a delay because Jonathan heard it first, and then Foxy.
The world's oldest story is Boy Meets Girl. That's why
Fucking
people
get
always
glimpse into what you're looking into. Jesus Christ.
In addition, video cassettes, they can lead to
Slap
potential
it,
dates on tape
spit
and,
on
of course,
it,
the internet.
bop
You
it,
know,
twist it,
Twist it, honk it,
Sandy Bowman tried every
lean
method
it,
of finding the right guy. And now she's prepared to
sit
sit
on
on
it,
in ways that are beyond.
squat it, whip it, slap it,
I don't know how I get myself
Vic
in this
it.
situation. It's not that I'm desperate. Well,
stretch it.
okay. I guess I am a little desperate.
It's not that I'm desperate. I'm like, oh my god, this is about
Here's the
me.
deal. Relationships just don't seem to work for me.
I'm getting some
At least not
vapors
for very
already.
long.
It's true. It's all true.
Yeah. No, lads. Peter Suarez, yes. Great name. Great.
I don't know, man. Josh Randall.
I've read all the self-help books, done couples counseling, worked on my inner child, meditated, and prayed in every religion known to man. All without a bit of luck.
Highly doubt
Then
you
my
pray
friend
to every
Marcia had a
religion
strange
known to man.
suggestion.
Yes, indeed,
She
you are the most
recommended this
insufferable
woman.
person we've had in the
Sort of
series
a-
so far.
Now don't laugh.
What, me
A
or
gypsy
her?
fortune teller.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I was on to
Her name
her.
was the strangest thing of all. Mrs.
It's like we've only started this season.
Hi. You've come a
Oh,
long
she
way.
actually looks like a cunt as well.
Yes. Yes, I have. How did you know?
Out of state license plates.
How did you know
She's
that?
she's a psychic. You've gone to her because she's a psychic.
You were the youngest.
Oh, good. Crystals. I love them.
All sisters.
That's
I
right.
love crystals.
All married.
All right, don't be
Except
giving her
you.
the answers.
Oh, the palm reading stuff is such absolute nonsense.
No
It's
ring.
brilliant. The fact that some people genuinely believe in this shit is to
You were
me
engaged
just
last year.
wow.
It didn't work.
It never seems to work.
I used to work
I'm starting to believe.
I used to do the door-to-door for
I'm
electricity.
afraid, really,
I was a teenager at
that
the
I'm never
time.
gonna
I'd like to
find the
point
right
that out.
guy.
All right.
And
That's why I came here,
so
to have you
obviously
see
when
what
you're
you
going
can
door to
see.
door, you're going to everybody sort of thing on the road.
Hmm.
And
Will I find him?
I knocked into one chap. It was pissing raining one night, and I knocked into one chap, and he was like, "Oh my god, like I
Wow.
can't believe they're making you
That
just
is
go out there." It's like,
because
do you want to
he
come in? Like,
is
do you want to like
destined to
stand in
find
and
you.
we'll go? You can give me your sales
You've
pitch
been
or
too
whatever. I was
busy
like,
looking
grand, thanks very much.
Found.
Now, at this point, I didn't
Several
actually
days
give a
later, I
shit
was
about
driving
like
out to the
signing them
country
up
to
to
visit my
anything. I was
friend
just
Martha,
happy to be in a warm
to tell her all the
house.
details of my
Yes.
That's
talk with
all I
Mrs.
cared about
Hatchigan,
at this point. I was like, oh my god, I'm
including the
warm in
best
here.
news of all,
So he was like,
that Mrs. Hatchigan saw someone special
what
coming
time
into my life
he
very
goes,
soon.
you're finishing up soon, aren't
I
you?
didn't
And we're like,
realize
yeah,
just how
we'll be
soon.
finished at like 8, blah blah blah, whatever. And he goes, would you want a cup of tea? And I was like, oh, I shouldn't say yes, but fuck it, I'm going to say yes. So
I'd never
I
picked up
went
a
into the
hitchhiker in my
beautiful
life.
kitchen. Went into the
Sorry,
kitchen
but this guy
and
was gorgeous.
chatting away,
Besides,
and he was like,
here was a fella trying to
I'm getting
find
such
someone
a
for a ride.
vibe off you.
Maybe I
Like
was the
there's a
one he was
real
looking to
vibe.
find.
He goes, something about your aura and your
Saved my
energy
life.
that you're giving off.
I borrowed my
And I
buddy's
was like,
car. Can't change the
oh
fact.
no, it's a
There's
fucking
no tire
weirdo.
iron for
It's
the
like,
jack.
shit, I shouldn't have come in.
Hmm.
And then he was like,
Sandy.
oh, I can see you're nervous. Like, don't be,
Hi.
I'm psychic.
I can
And I
check
was
the
like,
trunk.
oh,
That's
okay,
great.
sure you are. I was
Really?
like, I bet you knew why I was coming then. I was like, oh, I bet you saw me coming. Like, and he certainly goes, no, I'm not like that. And he goes, I can read energy, sort of thing. Like he goes, I can't tell you what the lottery numbers are going to be, but I can
Really
tell you
appreciate
about
it.
yourself, sort of situation. So I was like, well, like I've got time to kill. I don't want to go back outside to the rain. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. He goes, I can give you a reading if you'd like. And I was like, sure, why not? And
the math here.
he fucking like, now this was out in like Stepaside. Like I'm never out there, sort of thing. Plus I would have been like 18 at the time. And
What are you doing?
Just checking to
he,
see if
like-
you got a cell phone so I can call my friend. I'm really late.
yeah,
You don't
fucking
mind, do
dick. But yeah, he actually
Give me
like
my purse back.
he fucking was able like to
I'd like-
tell
I'd
me
like
like
to go
shit
now.
that I did.
can't
That,
do
like
that.
he was able to like tell
Ruin all my
stuff
plans.
that no one would know, sort of
Get in the
situation.
trunk.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take
Like-
a little ride. Where you going?
And I like, I know, like I remember hearing a friend before being like, oh, I went to a psychic reading and like, oh my god, he really got me, and I was really upset at the end of it. It was like it was emotionally draining, blah blah blah. And I always like kind of thought it was a bit full of shit, like. But then like with this
Shouldn't have
chap,
done that. Now I'm gonna have to punish
he was able to say shit that no one outside of our family knows, like really obscure facts that like you wouldn't even be able to guess. Like it's not one of those things that you can like, oh, it's everyone grows up doing it, so I know. Like you obviously would have done it as well.
Yeah.
And then I had to like afterwards we ended up leaving. I met up with the people we were with, and they were like, "Yeah, all right, you're really quiet." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine, it's grand, whatever." And then when I got home, I was like, I had to ask my mom. I was like, "Were you ever thinking of doing X, Y, and Z?" And my mom just looked at me. She goes, "How the fuck did you know that?
Yeah,
We haven't said that to anybody. How did you know that?" And then I had to tell her.
I'm just glad I found you.
It was like this fucking fella that we knocked in on, and like,
What did
he
you
goes,
just say?
who was? And she was like, what was his
Glad I
name?
found
Like trying to find fucking, she could see if she knew who he was, like sort of thing, to see if she knew him.
Find
So like,
out
because
who
there's
it was.
no way anyone could have known
sorry,
that
I
type
think-
of shit. Like he was telling me
I
shit
missed
about my
something?
granny
No, I
that like
it's
I had
nothing.
to double check with my
I
mom
don't know your
to make
name.
sure it was real.
Steve.
Sandy
And she was like,
Steve
that
Hatchigan.
is scary, because that is spot on.
Hatchigan. Really?
I don't know why I
No,
started
it's,
talking about this story.
It's pretty unusual.
Oh, it's because
name.
yeah, she went to a palm reader.
Actually,
I'll be honest, like I don't believe in the psychic stuff whatsoever. So like that stuff would take like you'd be doing well to convince me of any of that.
Let me get a cup of coffee.
I think a lot
Yeah,
of
no,
like,
it's just
I'd love to.
a lot of
It's
people
just- it's
do
one of those
have
things,
great
like-
body language and that.
This
So,
experience
How do you
Like,
how do you get kerplunk from
It was
body
Steve's
language?
mother who had predicted I would find
well, that's
the perfect man.
I don't know. I don't
mean,
know
that he
about
would
cold
find
reading.
That's
that
what I
much.
mean. Like that's like
Thank you, Mrs.
it was like
Hampshire.
shit like that. I was like thinking, there's no fucking way anyone could know
Was this
that
just
type
a
of shit.
chance
Like it's not
meeting?
even something that you could
Or is it
guess.
possible that the
Yeah.
hiker had seen Sandy getting a reading from his
Like
mother?
for that,
Maybe
like,
he was waiting for the right
they
moment
would
to
have to
introduce
tell.
himself, but then, how
They would
come
have
he's
to
known
actually
exactly
tell
where
me
Sandy
something
was
that
going to be?
only I would know.
It wasn't her idea to go into the woods.
Like this fella told me
It's
shit
your
that
job to
nobody
judge
would know.
this tale. Is it a story of boy meets girl?
Because like,
or fact?
there is no way you could just
We'll
guess.
tell you whether this story is
Like
true or
you
false
could
See, that's the
at
thing.
end
It
of
like
our show.
body language, and you can
Learn what
read like
secrets are
the
contained
way
in the
people
heart of death
behave,
and
but
beyond belief, fact
Yeah.
or
to
fiction.
know certain like intricate details
It's not always easy
to
to guess
events that
exactly where
no one
certain
else would
items
know.
are used for. Take
Like,
this
yeah,
device.
like that's
Looks like a miniature
That's
space
worrying
capsule, or
bit.
perhaps
yeah,
small
that
torpedo.
kind of that gives off a really weird
There's
vibe. But it's also one of those
an
weird
early
things though as
air
well,
conditioning
because
unit
like
for automobiles.
afterwards you're kind of like
This part
it's
could
really
fit
weird.
into your
Dino
open
Croc
window while the
Friday
fan unit
9.
would circulate the air
So be there,
inside
lads.
the car.
But it's like it's you know it's really funny though as well, is because
Could be
when
stapler,
when he was telling me
hole
some
puncher.
things,
In fact,
it actually felt like, oh my god, I feel like a weight has been
Cherry
lifted.
that's both pit and worry-free.
Like you actually get like
The
you
object
kind of
in our
feel a
next
bit of
story is a
relief.
bit more exotic.
Because I think it's kind of like, okay, I've been thinking about a particular
It's about
person
to
for
enter the
quite some
world of
time,
antique dealer Hugh
and
Santelli, and exactly
he
what
was
this
able
piece
to
is
tell
used
me
for
all this stuff that
is
no
about to be
one would
discovered
know
by
but
both
me
Mr.
and that
Santelli
person.
and you.
And you do feel like, oh, I actually feel like a weight has been lifted. I no longer feel worried about what was going on. I feel more at peace now over the situation and what had happened and what maybe the last conversation that I might have had with someone was. Like it does actually make you feel better, and I know like that's why people go to these, because they know they're going to tell them what they want to hear to make them feel better. But it was always those things as well. It's always those things as well. It's because you're very conscious of the fact that you're paying money to this person to tell you this thing.
You got it?
Yeah.
You got
Whereas
it? Don't say you
This
got
is a
it.
free
I wasn't paying. Yeah, but I wasn't paying this person, and he didn't fucking sign up to electricity either, the prick. So like he didn't even pay
You saw
me.
that coming, alright?
Yeah.
That
But,
was
like-
attacking,
That
like,
wasn't
shit, I don't
like-
he's gonna give a free
Yeah,
slice
he
of
cost me
Yeah.
€7. He cost me €7.
Make a good partnership, huh? You bury him, and I pick up all the pieces.
And they just don't make pieces of this quality.
But yeah, it was
anymore,
just
huh?
one. It was real
Hey, I
weird
picked
when
up
it
an
was,
item
but
you
it was
might be
nice. It's
interested in. A carved umbrella stand.
hold on a
How's that
second.
for luck, huh? One of the items I'm about to toss out.
Is he in Ace Ventura? Is he the fella that has the shark in the tank?
No.
No.
Not the fight.
Looks like him.
Looks like him, but it's
I
not.
got the shade over there.
I recognize the voice. The voice is very unique. But this fella has.
That's a horn.
It
I
is
don't know
a
of an
quite
orchestra
right.
in the country that could use
It's a
one.
very big
This
horn.
is
That's
not a
what it
musical
is.
instrument, Santelli.
Overcompensating.
This is a death hook, once commonly used in my profession.
Run that by me again?
A death hook.
Or undercompensating.
Decades ago, before sophisticated medical procedures were widely known,
Is he Lord
it was not
Farquaad?
unheard of for people to be mistakenly
I don't know, but he seems to be one of those old
Often
British
they were
types.
comatose patients who simply showed no signs of life.
You have to.
Many people had
I'm gonna look at
premature
areas. Go
burial,
on.
so they had one of these disturbing tests reaching from the
Like-
burial wall to
Right.
the ground. The theory went, if you wake up in your coffin, you give one of these a drink and keep 2 days help last. Of course, modern medicine has made these items as useless as a body will. Still, as an oddity of my profession, I could take $25.
You gotta be kidding. This little baby's off the wall enough for me to sell to one of my
That managed to go flat in my mouth.
eccentric buyers.
I'm sure you did.
Theory.
Fair play to him.
But if you tell them what this item was really used for, I'm afraid it'll be a hard sell indeed. I know only too well the curse of all things associated with the death trade. I need to remind you of dating history.
Hey, if I could sell antique bed warmers to rich old ladies with central heating, I could sell this one.
There wasn't enough to get me on that one.
I assure you.
You tried.
Really is like really erudite Mr. Bean.
Wager.
You know, like if like Mr. Bean had a brother who was like on top of all of
I
his
don't
shit
sell this
and
by
it
the end
was
of the
just
week.
prim and proper and brilliant at everything. That's what this guy is. There's a,
Deal.
and just like a little dash of Chris Eubanks just to go with.
Chris Eubank. Hustling. Use hustling with Chris Eubank.
I'm surprised he never done that though. Like,
Yeah, actually, I'd watch that.
the opposite of
He
Mr.
did.
Bean.
I tell you.
Oh, sorry, you mean like...
Don't eat your
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant you tussling with Chris Eubanks. Jen thought that's what you meant. I was like, I would seriously watch that. Like,
Mr. Yamaguchi, good to see you.
Please check out my horn.
Years ago in the funeral.
He's well impressed with that horn.
He is astounded.
What about this nice stagecoach?
He's never seen one so big.
See, in olden days,
They don't get him that big in Japan.
golden caskets when people were sometimes buried prematurely.
They're so used to moving.
Buried alive.
Yes.
All you did was-
Oh my god, I thought they were dead bodies in the egg chair.
Hey,
Maybe
price
dressed
is
like
not
dead
a
bodies.
factor. I'm willing to accept any reasonable offer. Anything.
Didn't the other fella want to buy the horn?
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. Night.
The lighting in this is really weird. Like, I get they're gonna go for a 60s, 70s vibe, but Christ.
Yellow hue.
Everything is dipped in gravy, like.
Yeah.
It looks. Do you know what? It looks like it's literally been tarnished by nicotine.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah.
It looks like
Hey,
everything's nicotine
hey.
stained.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be home as soon as
This
I can.
episode of Beyond Belief Factor Fiction is brought to you in Curry Vision.
It's brought to you by Sweet Afton cigarettes.
John Player Blue.
No, it was actually really funny. The granny that I was talking about before, the one who had the 80th, she's the one that smoked her whole life. we repainted her living room one day because it had been like because it hadn't been done in quite some time, and she wanted to redo it, make it brighter. And as we were looking at the walls, we took a painting off the wall, and you could see, oh, that's what colour it should have been.
It was odd.
I know that.
I
Had to like do a
getting
deep
off
fucking
before.
clean on all the fucking glass and
I proposed
everything.
meeting
It was
him at the
horrific.
restaurant. He suggested we meet here at the store and drive together. If he had changed his mind,
I do love his voice. It's just, it's so effeminate. This works out perfectly.
It reminds me of one of a Carry On actor.
is that you?
Oh, Kenneth Williams.
That's the one.
Yeah, Kenneth Williams. Who speaks like this all the time. Yes, no, absolutely. Fellatio.
Okay,
Though
you
he
went
still
there,
had
I
a
didn't.
pulse, I felt I was looking
He
into
went
the face
there
of a dead man.
a lot.
Yes.
It's Kenneth Williams,
I
gay.
need an ambulance. 1800
Very.
Riverside, Santelli's Antiques.
I couldn't figure it out. Here was Santelli in the middle of the floor, but unmistakably I'd heard the sound of...
The horn.
Horn. Lads, let's be fair. It's not a horn. It's a vuvuzela, right? Let's call a spade
The
here.
paramedics arrived just in time. Somehow...
No wonder he can't
the
sell it.
devil had done it.
After that fucking World Cup.
If the horn
ruined
hadn't
everything.
blown, Hugh Santelli would surely have died. in the forest
If
shop.
the horn hadn't
What made
blown.
the horn sound when nobody was around to blow? Is
Can
it
he
possible
blow?
that some
Can we just
current
put that
magnetic
like line out
sound?
just by itself?
If so,
If the horn didn't blow,
how could it have been so loud and so strong? Could it be that Hugh Santelli telepathically willed the sound?
Talking
to
about
save
your
his own
weekend
life?
there.
Or
Yeah.
did the horn itself
I'm Jonathan
summon
Frakes.
some
Here's my horn,
human-like
ladies.
spirit to perform the job it was built to do? Is this a story of the possessed
Amy's very
interesting.
Well, Amy's always
I'm sorry,
saying.
all I heard was Jonathan Frakes' horn.
Next.
That was the last Google search.
And which are false.
It's like a rare white rhino. You kind of have to see it in person.
Absolutely. Looks like one
Time
too.
to find out which of our stories tonight
Right,
are
let's get our
inspired
stories
by
back
actual
straight,
events
lads.
and which are totally made up.
I am very wishy-washy
How
on
about
some
the
of these
truck
ones,
stop
I'll be
that was
honest.
visited
They're a
by
bit of
the
a pick 'em for
invisible
me.
spirit? Was this
I haven't
true?
really been paying attention.
We noticed, Amy. Noticed. Right, I think this one is...
Oh,
You know that hunch you
I say bollocks.
That thing hasn't been working for a week.
Gloria won dance for the road.
Watch it, Buster.
I didn't do nothing.
I don't think the
Working
wannabe
on one of my
Helmsworths.
migraines. You picked
I
the
say
wrong
false.
day to
I
mess
say
with me.
fiction.
And you're saying
Gloria,
fiction as well, Foxy, are you?
messed with you. That was
And you
him.
said
Alright.
true.
I'm saying true, yeah.
You
It's a
need to
risk,
take
I'll be
some
honest,
time
but
off.
It's a risk
And
you're
you
willing
need
to
keep your
take.
damn hands to
I'm just
yourself.
going with the
You
sleep
think we created
deprivation
the
angle.
story? You're right, it never happened.
There you go. Well done, lads. Here's off the mark.
What about the
Yeah, then.
romantic story of the couple brought together by the mystical music box? Fact or fiction?
I'm gonna say true because I think he's a
Yeah.
stalker.
This is my banker. I think this is true.
What do you think? A little birthday gift from me to me.
If you've sunk to
Like I do honestly think that the guy just like asked your woman to play along. That was it.
I say stalker.
Friend.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work.
Maybe, yeah. Friend could do it too, yeah.
They
Possibly.
don't dance anymore.
Take my advice on this one, hon. You buy a broken music box, it's only going to remind you of a broken romance.
Does this sound like one we made up? Not this time. Our research shows it happened on the West Coast in 1995.
Aw.
All right, lads.
She died after being murdered by her lover.
Let's take another look at the story
Part
of
of
the
an
young man in
investigation.
the pawn shop incident. True or false?
This one's too contrived for me. I'm gonna say false.
I'm gonna say true.
When you get the safe open,
Okay.
the watch, and all the
Because
other
there are
police
reports
got
of that kind of stuff happening. People getting a premonition.
Back out of here. You're not
You saying true then?
I think you're saying true, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's
I'll
see.
bet that thing ain't even loaded. 2 to 1. You're wrong.
Was this story of a man trapped in his own premonition based on a real happening? According to our research, it happened in the Midwest around 1990.
There you have it, lads. Well done. Well done. He's a 3 for 3, lads.
How did you judge the story of the young woman who found her Prince Charming in the most unexpected way? Fact or fancy?
Right. So the story of this is basically the psychic gave her the indication that like
she'd
meet a
Her
man.
Mr. Right is she'll meet. Okay.
Yeah. And thought it was him, but actually
okay.
was the hiker that intervened. So I.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my stalker.
Give me my
one because it hasn't failed me yet, and I'm gonna say true.
I'd like
I'm
to
saying
know.
true as well
I can't
because
do
the
that.
psychic will say such a general comment that you'll just interpret it to be real anyway. So that's why I'm going with that.
Take a little ride.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's true because
This story is based on a real event discovered by our research staff. It happened in Miami, Florida.
Yeah. Job done. Job done.
Let's take another look at the story of the antique dealer whose life was saved by an unusual object.
This is a death hole. Once commonly used in my profession.
this one though is
Run
awkward.
that by me again?
Yes.
This one's like the parrot one.
Decades ago,
Yeah.
sophisticated
Isn't
medical
it?
procedures were widely known. It was not unheard
Well,
of
you
for
could have just
people to
imagined
sneak
a
in
horn
there.
being heard and found
Often they
the
were
body that way.
comatose patients
I'm
who
saying
simply
false.
showed no signs of life.
Yeah.
Wait, is the
I mean,
Many people had
this is a
fear of
50-50 for me.
burial,
Like,
so they
Yeah,
had one
same.
of these installed in
So-
a casket, reaching from the burial vault to the surface of the ground.
True.
Did you think this
False.
one really happened? If you did, we whistled one right past you. It never happened.
There you have it.
False.
oh, Foxy went true.
Once again, we've
Oh,
demonstrated that fact and fiction are like two colors
oh,
side
pity.
by side in the same
Amy,
palette. Dip the brush in one color at a time.
It's
so
7.
Basic color, but mix them together.
it's 7.
and you end up with a combination.
Same amount of lives that Selena has left in future
That's from-
wrestling.
that's from-
Here's
recording.
entitled The Music Box, 2 to 1, and Damsel.
Oh shit!
are
Yeah.
true,
Fuck.
based on
Yes.
first-hand research conducted by author Robert Tralins. For
We don't know what'll
A
happen
similar,
next.
a similar event did happen.
But there you have it. Well, how about that? Yeah, lovely stuff, lads. I realize I need a backlight so I don't look really weird. So he's happy with those stories. Anything you needed to cross-reference?
No.
There was one, but I think it was in the last. I think it was last week's episode that I wanted to double check, and I can't remember what it was. It will come back to me when I rewatch the episode, just so I can remember which one I want.
Yeah, you'll find Amy in the comments going like, I remember what it was.
I found it.
Found it. Yeah. So
It was a jackal. It's a jackal. It was a jackal.
Fucking jackal.
Jackal. Jackal. Jackal. It's a jackal. It wasn't a jackal the first few times you said it. It's not going to be a jackal now. That's honest to God my favorite fucking thing.
Oh, great stuff. So yeah, Foxy, will we just give up this now? Will we just
no?
Will we just fuck off and we just let 2 other people just take over and see if they have a better chance?
Let's just have fun
You
with.
absolute queers.
I'm just gonna do next week. I'm just gonna go like, right, whatever I'm gonna think is true. I'm just gonna decide the opposite as my answer. Be quicker.
Go on, I'm just gonna flip a fucking coin.
Yeah, to be fair, like the stuff once it deals like my blind spots are psychics and shit like that. So it's like, no, I vehemently disagree. I'll just immediately go opposites.
Or just simply agree with fucking Amy because she's.
Yeah, I was Actually, yeah, I'm actually just gonna say from now on, I'm giving my indication last. From now on, I'm gonna give my one last.
Is it no? Because if we start doing that, then we'll just drag her down. Her bad luck will just rub off on her, like, you know, as much as he wants to rub off Frakes. But you know the idea, like, it's the same premise. So we end that on a high note.
Yes. I'm saying that if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Please let us know your comments below, like what you got right, what you didn't get right, and give us your reasons.
Yeah,
it'd be fun to hear that.
We all just do like a Jonathan Frakes walk off to end the episode. I'm Jonathan Frakes.